It's already open.
I'm ready for combat. I'm comfortable with being
Hello?
uncomfortable. You should fall back. We talk success like it is handed. It's worked for in heavy workloads and it demanded. I can't stop it. The money right
Hello?
there. I see it.
It's
My
open.
vision so clear. Black entrepreneur, give me your hand clap. We the best. No college's first team raps. Impressive, homie. Now that's impressive. I know. Impressive, Meezy. Now that's impressive. I know. Impressive, family. Now that's impressive.
What's going on, people?
Now count your blessings. Is it really hard
What's
to
going on?
calculate
What's going on?
black ownership in our common state? Let me
This
get
is your
my
man,
down
Big
for
Stu,
since
Scott
you
Steward, or
started
Professor
taking
Steward.
overlook in the symbols. The NBA is
And you are
74%
listening to
black.
Big Mel
Ask how much is
on
owned by
Pool.
us whack. You would think
Music's
it's a state of emergency
Pool,
'cause it seems like we
a
purposely
streaming
make
service
for
that
urgency. Look, I don't just wanna
was
pull
built
my
by
weight.
students
The weight
of
I pull
Project
on
Tech
the dividends
teams,
all on my plate. So it's left up for me to disperse. No one higher.
developing the next generation of techpreneurs. So you can listen to that at your leisure. Musicspool.com. What's up, King Henderson? Thank you for joining in. This is your man, Big Stu, Scott Stewart, or Professor Stewart, depending on how you know me. And thank you for taking a few minutes. What's happening, people? Get your hands off of that, man. Thank you for taking a few minutes for joining in on this kind of end of week, midweek check-in. Hey, Tessina, thank you for joining in. If you don't already know, I decided to do something a little different here tonight. I wanted to make this live exclusive for the folks that are in the Business Blueprint private group. I'm not posting this on my personal page. This is for you. And if you were lucky enough to come into the 6-week business plan course that is going on, and course is not the right word, but for the next 5 weeks, there are a few of us that are coming together to complete our business plans and working to give you business school education, like clear cut, made easy for you to access and use. So at the end of this 6 weeks, folks will have a bound color business plan that is free and clear of all typos and is very succinct. And there will be an investor to come by and validate and possibly even fund the business. I talked to my investor guy this week, and he even talked about funding your business for those who are in this course and who are on this journey, funding your business for the next 5 years, that for the first 5 years that you are under this kind of in this cohort. The question tonight is to incorporate or to not to corporate, right? That's the question. Should you incorporate? When do you incorporate your business? So this Saturday, for those who are in the course, right, I am bringing in a business attorney expert. Let me say a retired business attorney expert who will come in and spend a couple of hours with our group talking about some things that you should consider when it comes to protecting you and your business. And I want to go over just very, very broad stroke a couple of those things in this live right here, right now. For example, hey Eva, thank you for joining in. For example, depending on the liability of the product or service that you sell and or offer, you may not need to incorporate. So why would you incorporate your business in the first place? So one of the first reasons you would set up a corporation, S Corp, subchapter S Corp, subchapter S, LLC, LLP. One of the first reasons you would set up a corporation in the first place is to protect your personal assets. The business is the buffer between you and your company. So you understand that your business is a legal entity. Every time you get paid from your business and you take some of that money and you go shopping, whether it's for food, clothes, going to the movies, putting gas in your car, if you do any of that, you are technically, by law, stealing from the company. It is called commingling of funds, right? And it is illegal, right? If you have, so one reason that you want to set up a corporation is to create a buffer between you, a separation between you and your business, okay? Depending on the type of business that you have, there may be another reason that you may want to set up a corporation. And quite honestly, it is to protect yourself, right? It's the limited liability, right? So let's say, for example, I have a car wash business, a hand car wash business. I'm a sole proprietor, meaning I didn't set up a corporation, and I'm washing this person's car. I'm washing Sybil's car, and I accidentally knock off the side view mirror from Sybil's car. If I'm not incorporated, if I don't have that buffer, Sybil could sue me, not just for the cost of the replacement of the side view mirror, but Sybil could sue me for lost wages, damages, so on and so forth, because I have impacted or disrupted her life, right? So Sybil doesn't only then sue the business, Sybil, or if this happened to Quinn, or if this happened to Sylvia, any of you, you could, if I'm not protected, you could sue me personally, okay? And come after my personal assets. So that's another reason why you might want to create this buffer called a corporation, right? You might want to incorporate or protect yourself. Also, another reason you may want to think about setting up a corporation for your business may be because you plan to expand rapidly and you want to take on some investors. So you need to think about that. For many of us who are starting our businesses in the beginning, let me give you a little tip. For many of us, many of us, one of the first things that I'm hearing in this space, and I talk about business and technology all day, every day. One of the first things I'm hearing is, I need to take some money and go set up my LLC. I am suggesting that you think about that before you go out and spend the $150 by the state of Illinois to set up an LLC, because you may not even have a viable business. This is not taking anything away from your business plan. I am absolutely sure that you have an amazing business idea, and I am absolutely behind you in your ability to execute that business idea. What I am unclear about is whether or not your business is sustainable over a long period of time that kind of warrants you going out and getting the legal liabilities in place that would set, to set your business up. I'm saying test the waters out first. Pay the $50 to the state of Illinois to do a DBA. This obviously does not work for every business environment and every business model that you are setting up. But the DBA does a couple of things for you, and it's only $50. The DBA allows you to set up a bank account, a business bank account, so people can cut a check to you. Yes, people still write checks, and it's okay. Let the people write the checks. They need to be cutting the checks to you. And the more checks you get in, right, that is kind of validating your idea and lets you know when it's time for you to set up the corporation, to set up the buffer. Also, if you have a business where you are impacting others, like I know somebody that is doing a mobile bartending business, they immediately want to set up the LLC or the corporation because they're dealing with alcoholic beverages, spirits, and wines, right? And they want to have that protection should there be some liability from somebody ingesting too much alcohol, right? So they want to be protected. They don't want their personal assets protected. But for me, for example, I consult, so I give advice, right? I don't necessarily need immediately, and in the beginning, I've been in business doing this thing now for 5 years, and it feels like I'm setting up new businesses, every quarter I'm doing a DBA. I don't necessarily need to set up an LLC every single time I come up with an idea. I want to verify first that the business name is available. And secondly, I want to ensure that I am protected and that people can write checks to me. So I want to go ahead and set that DBA up. Okay? Something for you to think about and think about very, very seriously. This Saturday is week 2 of the business blueprint. There are almost 10 of us, almost 20 people registered. Day 1, last Saturday it snowed. Half the people didn't come. That's okay. I'm still making room available. We got 5 weeks left. 4 more weeks to complete the business plan. It is heavy. We are talking about your mission statement, which is an assignment that is due this Saturday. We are talking about calculating the operating costs, the startup costs, the cost of goods sold, the return on investments. We are doing that, setting up our business systems to put us in place so we can operate smoothly and with the greatest efficiency. We are doing all of that. And by the end of week 4, top of week 5, folks will come with a completed business plan, right? Something that they can thumb through, right? Colors, charts, graphs, and something that is presentable. The business plan is never done, but at least the initial business plan gives us a firm footing on where we start in talking about our business. If this makes sense for you, you are more than welcome to come out. The whole program is absolutely free to you. You are more than welcome to come out at King Elementary School of Social Justice, 644 West 71st Street. This Saturday, May 4th, I have a very, very, very special guest, a retired attorney whose name I will not say right now. But if you are enrolled in the course, you don't want to miss it. If you are not enrolled in the course, maybe you take some time this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 12 noon to come on out and get this information. This is business school information made simple to understand and easy for you to digest so you can finally get that business plan taken care of, and maybe you can take advantage of some of the available Opportunity Zone funding that is now available for you and folks like you that have amazing business ideas. My name is Scott Steward. My friends call me Big Stu. The university students of mine and the class that I teach often call me Professor Stewart. It all depends on how you know me. Please get at me. Share this content with someone. Invite them to the Business Blueprint group, Facebook group here on Facebook. And I know I said a lot of words here. Thank you for spending time with me this evening. I hope you found something